I'm Brooklyn Waters. I'm with Stickman Media and MTech Games. One's a games company and one's actually a medical rehabilitation company. And we're doing software engineering here. When I came to New Zealand in 2003, I really decided that I wanted to change my career and move into video game development. Business partner and I started our own company. We weren't in that business for very long before we started getting approached by people for something called gamification, actually adding game-style engagement to serious applications, and medical being the primary one. When the Oculus Rift came out, we were one of the first people to grab one. So we started discussions then with Burwood Hospital and essentially started looking at the problem of what sort of things could they actually do better if they had this piece of equipment. The physiotherapists really try to get you into a wheelchair as early as possible when you've actually had a spinal cord injury. But what they do have is limited time. And a virtual reality wheelchair trainer allows that patient to actually train themselves in the spaces between actually being able to get out of bed and into a wheelchair. We've worked closely with a group here called Dynamic Controls. They actually make wheelchair controllers for one of the world's biggest wheelchair manufacturers, Invacare. What we try to do is match the characteristics of those controllers in the real world with the characteristics of the controllers in the virtual world, so you get the same sort of acceleration, the same braking, the same turning circles. And then we went out to the Burwood spinal unit and basically scanned the entire building. It gave us a point cloud. We then went ahead and we actually modelled the entire building as surfaces and geometry that we could then play in virtual reality. The laser scanning was a really interesting way of doing it because it gave us sort of exact millimetre accurate. If you're trying to train people to use a wheelchair, you don't want doorways in your virtual world to be different to the doorways in the real world. You're training them for the wrong thing then. So one of the things, apart from the diagnostic stuff that we can do with wheelchairs, there's also helping people find the right wheelchair for them. So you can try out a number of wheelchairs before you actually get into them. You can actually try them, see how high you're riding, see what the characteristics of the controller are, without being swapped in and out of actual wheelchairs. There are uses beyond physiotherapy. There are uses of helping people to actually understand things like the new house they're going to be moving into when they get out of the spinal unit. Going to the shopping centre, going and catching a plane. All those things are really important things that they need to learn. And if we can simulate them in the wheelchair so that they can go and try them in the virtual world, there's a big plus.